What's up, everyone? Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have so much to talk about today. Ryan Mountcastle made some history for the Orioles. He almost had 10 RBIs in a single game. Luis Arraez, he made some history for the Marlins. He hit the first cycle in franchise history. He has been on a tear since the WBC. The Rays, they're trying to be the first team since 1987 or something to begin the season 11-0. And Shohei Ohtani, he was so nasty last night that an umpire thought that he was actually cheating. Two really quick reminders before we talk about the games from yesterday. One, remember to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off. And a lot of you guys have been asking, where is MLB The Show? Why are you not posting gameplays? I moved them to a second channel, Fuzzy Gaming. So if you guys are missing out, don't. It's literally over there. All right, let's talk about the games from yesterday. And we had some walk-offs, starting off with the Pirates and the Astros. Jack Sawinski, he didn't want Mitch Keller to feel like he didn't have any support because we know just how important a support system is. I don't know why things just got real and personal. But anyways, he ties it on a 2-run blast. And Keller, he dominated the last 4 innings that he pitched. I mean, he throws 100 with crazy movement on the off speed, so he should be good. But then again, it's easier said than done because you have to have command of those pitches as well. He came away with 7 strikeouts. He has 22 on the year, which leads all of the National League. So he's actually putting together a decent season so far. He just has to limit the damage in terms of allowing walks and stuff like that. Ji-Man Choi, he launched one nearly 420 feet to grab the lead, and the Pirates, they entered the 9th with a 2-run advantage, and David Bednar on the bump. There's no way that they lose, right? Yeah, only one of those runs were earned, by the way, as Houston, they stormed back to tie it up in the final inning. Pittsburgh, they're going to have to fight back one last time, and Ji-Won Bae said, I accept the challenge. He walked it off on a 3-run no-doubter. He bat flipped, he pimped it. It was a lot of fun to watch. The Pirates, I can't believe I'm about to say this, they are 7-4. Hello? The Royals and the Rangers. Now, we're going to show all of the Rangers offensive highlights real quick because I want to spend some time on Jacob deGrom, aka Jacob the GOAT. Texas, they were able to score 3, which was all that Jacob needed. Now, I will admit he allowed 2 runs to score, but he punched out 9 hitters over 7 innings. He has 27 strikeouts in 16 innings, so the nastiness is still there. He just has to avoid the random blow-up innings where he allows 3, 4, 5 base hits and the other team stacks a run or 2 on top of each other. Marcus Semien had a clutch RBI double in the bottom of the 7th, and the reason why it was clutch is because the Texas bullpen forgot which team they played for. They allowed Kansas City to not only tie it, but take the lead in the 10th inning. Then, this play from Bobby Witt Jr. all but secured a W for the Royals. That was a 10 out of 10 play from Bobby. I thought, again, just like the Pirates, there's no way that they come back and win this game. But do not tell that to Jonah Heim. That is a walk-off 3-run tank job. Jonah Heim has 40 extra base hits and a 101 OPS plus over his last 135 games. Remember, he is a defensive wizard as a catcher, so any extra base hit, anytime you can get a catcher with a 100 plus OPS plus, that's insane. Minnesota versus the Chicago White Sox. Byron Buxton is an actual living and breathing cheat code when healthy. Now, I know these stats span over the last 3 seasons. It's kind of crazy to say that, but check these stats out. Over Buxton's last 163 games, he has 37 doubles, 49 home runs, 15 stolen bases, 19 outs above average, and an 8.5 F-WAR. The dude is a legit Hall of Fame caliber player when healthy, but he just can't stay healthy. Newcomer Michael Taylor used to hit against the White Sox all the time, so he was very comfortable in this one. He used to play center field for the Royals. Speaking of center fielders, look at Luis Robert go. He's casually hitting 350 with 5 home runs on the season, which is tied for the lead in the AL. That was off Johan Duran as well, who is disgusting. That is not easy to do. This game is going to need some extras where Hanser Alberto's defense for the 2nd consecutive game fails the Chicago White Sox. Now, they were able to overcome it because he had a 3-run home run the game previously, but in this one, that's a walk-off error. Now, before we talk about the Rays, I want to talk about the other team in Florida because the Twins, the team that just won, and the Marlins, they're actually going to be linked forever. We'll wait for it. I'll talk about that in just a second. So, Luis Arraez, he is now in the 3-hole, and he doubled in the 1st off of Aaron Nola. More on him in just a second. John Birdie, he didn't miss that pitch. 417 feet. He is awful in my opinion, but he is a versatile defender. He can play any position on the diamond, and he can steal 45 bags over 113 games. So yeah, I guess you'll make an exception if he can play good defense with some speed on the bases if he actually gets on base. Soler and Gurriel, they drive in a few more for Luzardo, who looked unhittable, but lost his feel in the 6th inning. By the way, Bryson Stott, I just want to let you guys know, he's hitting 422 with 2 stolen bases. I am so excited for my friend to hopefully break out in 2023. Luis Arraez, back to him. His first first home run of the year gets him close to a cycle. And after John Birdie shocked the world with his second hit and second RBI of the game, Jazz, he tripled home Miami's 7th run, and there he is. Luis did it. All he had to do was a single, and that's easy for him. I think that he leads baseball, either him or Jeff McNeil, in singles since the beginning of 2019 or something like that. The WBC fully unlocked this guy. He's hitting 577. He's hitting 332 since the beginning of last season. I'm sorry, Jeff McNeil, but the best contact hitter in the National League is now Luis Arraez. Now, I just want to mention, this could be one of the better win-win trades of the last decade. The Twins got Pablo Lopez. He has a 1.35 ERA and 26 strikeouts in his first 3 starts. Luis Arraez is basically Tony Gwynn, so yeah, a win-win trade. I think the last win-win trade that we saw was Francisco Lindor for Andres Gimenez. That was a pretty good deal. I almost don't want to say any words when talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. Like, I want to play Linkin Park, that song that ended Transformers 1, and then the beat drop is on... I mean, what am I supposed to say? Franco had an RBI. Vidal Brujan, I forgot that he existed, but there he is with an RBI. Isaac Paredes is so happy to not be a Detroit Tiger. He has 23 home runs over his last 122 games. All of these runs were for their ace, superstar Shane McClanahan. 2 hits, 9 strikeouts over 5, giving him a 2.45 ERA and 215 strikeouts over his last 183 innings pitched. Yandy Diaz hit one of the most disrespectful home runs of the year so far. I mean, I enjoy that. I thought that was sick, but a lot of people, probably in the older demographic, are punching air right now. Brandon Lau already has 4 home runs on the year, and the other guy with the same last name, but it's pronounced different, you have Josh Lowe. So there's Brandon Lau and Josh Lowe. Lowe, he's going off. He's hitting 385 with 6 extra base hits and 26 at-bats. All the talent in the world. He could be a 2020 guy this year. The Rays are 11-0. They're the 4th team ever to start 11-0, but that's what's going to happen when you lead baseball in runs, home runs, and you have a 1.73 ERA as a pitching staff. They also have 29 home runs in 11 games, which is an MLB record for the first 11 games of the season. And now they are adding Taj Bradley, a top 75 prospect in 2022, a top 20 prospect in 2023. He had a 2.57 ERA and a near 10 strikeouts per 9 in the minors last year. Great. Just what the Tampa Bay Rays needed, a top echelon pitching prospect, because they're not good enough already. The Guardians and the Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees were handed a free W on a silver platter because they lucked out and they got to face Hunter Gaddis, who might be MLB's worst player, not just pitcher, but player. Over his first 20 big league innings dating back to last year, he's allowed 27 earned runs, 8 home runs, 8 walks, like legitimately one of the worst starts to a career in Major League Baseball history. But because Cleveland's rotation has been decimated by injury, he just has to go out there and eat innings. But I mean, at what point do you pull the plug? Anyways, the Yankees, they do their thing and they have found a legit power threat in Franchi Cordero. What were the Orioles thinking? 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. I mean, the Yankees are happy that the Orioles just DFA'd him for nothing. He's also top 5% in max exit velo, so that's not new. He's always crushed baseballs, but maybe the Yankees have finally fully unlocked his swing. Maybe the shift being gone is also helping him. Garrett Cole tossed 6 scoreless after allowing 2 in the first inning. He is now 3-0 with 22 strikeouts in his first 19 innings. The Yankees are good. Because we just talked about the Orioles, let's go ahead and talk about their game versus the A's. Now, I was hoping to have some 6 stat line for Grayson Rodriguez, but he got lit up by the Oakland Athletics. He might be sent down after that one. 5 earned runs, 4 walks over 4 innings. He's going to need his offense to step up, and Mountcastle came into this at-bat with 1 RBI on the day, make it 2 after that single. He's not done just yet. After Shea Langoliers had a 3-run tater to put the A's up 7-3, Mountcastle, he got back in the batter's box. He brought it within 1. He has 5 RBIs on the day. Wait for it. More on Mountcastle, but we have to switch to Austin Hayes, who took over for a bit. He stole the lead back after a solo shot and an RBI single, and there he is again. Ryan Mountcastle, his grand slam gave him 9 RBIs on the day, which tied a Baltimore franchise record held by Eddie Murray. Over his last 156 games, Ryan Mountcastle has 27 home runs and a 110 OPS plus, so he's pretty good. The Baltimore Orioles, they are the exact team I thought they were. They are 5th in scoring, and as a pitching staff, they're 24th in team ERA, so they're going to score a bunch, but they're also going to give up a bunch. The Tigers faced off against the Jays, and Kevin Kiermaier, he has won himself a lot of playing time in Toronto, especially after he was really good in spring training, and he can still do that at 33 years old. He's a 3-time Gold Glover. He won a Platinum Glove as an outfielder, which is not easy to do. Unfortunately, though, he couldn't rob that 3-run jack from Nick Maton, so the Jays are going to have to try and make a comeback and save Alek Manoah, and there's one from Kirk. There's another off the bat of Matt Chapman. He is hitting .477 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. He is looking to reclaim his role as a top 3 third baseman because we know it's J-Ram, Arenado, and Machado. So can Matt Chapman get back in there? I guess time will tell. Kevin Kiermaier, he showed up with the stick, tying the game on his first of the season, and there's the lead. Springer made it back-to-back, and that home run secures the comeback. Look at Bo extending the lead with his 4th home run of the year. Brandon Belt, he's been terrible, so that RBI is huge for him. And the Jays, they pour salt in the wound with an Alejandro Kirk home run, his first of 2023. He has 15 home runs and a 125 OPS plus since last year. That's pretty good for a catcher. Ryan Weathers' dad was in attendance to watch his son face off against the Mets, and the Mets are usually pretty good against lefties, but maybe having his dad in the stands fueled Ryan Weathers because he was incredible versus New York. He allowed just 1 run through his first 4 frames, but he was going to need some help from his offense, and he got it. Manny Machado laced a 2-run double for his pitcher, and Ryan Weathers tossed a scoreless 5th inning to complete a very good day on the bump. 1 earned run, 3 hits, that'll play. Xander Bogaerts, he punished this ball for his 4th home run of the season. He's now hitting .333 with a stupid 196 OPS plus. He's getting better and better. If I can steal a phrase from my guy Draft Nick Mark, he's aging like fine wine. Hader, he got into some trouble, but he closed it out as the Padres beat the Mets 4-2. Another close game. We have the Braves and the Reds. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the hardest hit home run of Matt Olson's career. 119 miles an hour, 450 feet. My goodness, he has 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Cal Wright, he was not right in this one, but lucky for him, he has Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies on the squad. Ronald is now hitting .340 on the season with 5 stolen bases, so put some respect back on his name. Albies, he is struggling mightily, actually, not gonna lie, but that's his 2nd home run of the year. It's a big one. Sam Hilliard doubled in 1 more to close out the 4th inning as Orlando Arcia knocked in 2 between the 5th and the 7th to put Atlanta up by 3. Those were some big time runs because Jose Barrero went 460 feet. That was a prodigious home run. Another close game in the books for the Braves, but they come away with the dub after Nick Anderson, he tossed an easy 1-2-3 9th inning. The Mariners went up 7-0 after 2 innings. The Cubs, I mean, we can all agree that they have a 0% chance of winning this game, right? So we can just move on. Wait, hold on. Hold the dang phone. Mancini, his 3-run home run in combination with Hosmer's RBI single was followed Velasquez's grand slam in the blink of an eye. Chicago puts up 9 runs in the 3rd inning after Dansby, he joined in with an RBI single in that same inning, and I just cannot believe that happened. Now, I do want to show Jared Kelenich's 2nd home run of the season because he's now hitting .333 with 6 extra base hits and 2 stolen bases and 33 at-bats, but the wheels fell off again for Seattle. The Cubs, they got some big-time insurance runs on 2 singles from Swanson and Mancini, and then they just got greedy. Nico slapped a 2-run double, and Madrigal's final dagger pushed it all the way to 14 runs. The Cubs, they're now 6-4 with the 8th most runs scored in all of baseball. The Cardinals and the Rockies, I'm expecting a fireworks show in this one, and there we go. Tommy Edman and Juan Yepes, they both left the yard, and I'm really happy to see Juan Yepes is back in that lineup and healthy because he rakes. Yeah, we're gonna have to fast forward to the 7th because clearly you can see that things have gone awry for St. Louis, but not to fear. Nolan Arenado is here. After Goldie got a free RBI on a bases loaded walk, Arenado, he snatched the soul directly from the chest of his former team. He clears everything. Goldie was moving, by the way. He scored from first to tie it at 6 runs apiece. The Rockies, by the way, if you don't remember, they gave St. Louis $50 million to take Arenado. Just in case you forgot, okay, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. That's kind of a backhanded sorry because now I have to show Nolan Gorman going 415 feet. Goldie and O'Neill, they combined for a few RBIs. In my opinion, the Rockies general management, they need to be sent to space, to Pluto, the furthest thing that you can think of. Maybe it's, I don't know what it is, very far past that. Think past that. Guys, we could be witnessing the single greatest baseball season ever. I am knocking on all the wood, but Ohtani could legit have a 15-20 WAR season. He only needed 1 run last night, and he got it with the Rendon sac fly. Oh, and there's another from Logan O'Hoppe. As a rookie, he is leading everyone with home runs and RBIs. He has 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Shout out to him because that trade is looking really good. Shohei Ohtani did not leave anything on the table. He shut down the Nats all day after the Angels got embarrassed the day before. Ohtani, he had 5 strikeouts, over 7 shutout innings, only allowed 1 base hit. So he's now hitting .300 with 3 home runs, a 170 OPS plus. He has a 0.47 ERA and 24 strikeouts in 19 innings. He has been so good that the umpire actually thought that he was using sticky stuff under his arm because he kept on going under his arm. Well, if you guys did not know, Ohtani, he puts his pitch comm under his arm and not in his hat. So the umpire said, okay, you're doing way too good. You are a unicorn. This should not be happening. You're probably cheating. And then they laughed about it, even though Ohtani wasn't laughing. It was only the umpire because, yeah, he basically accused Ohtani of cheating. The Angels bullpen finally held on as Carlos Estevez, he didn't ruin it, and I seriously think that Ohtani is somehow still underrated. Now, I know he's the most followed player, baseball player, at least active player on Instagram, and it doesn't make sense to say that out loud, but Ohtani, we will never see this ever again, so please, remember these moments because we'll never see this. Corbin Burns finally looked like Corbin Burns, which is honestly nice to see because I was getting a little bit concerned. I thought that he was throwing games to kind of stick it to the Brewers, but he was good in this one. He diced up and quieted the Arizona Diamondbacks offense. He threw 6 shutout innings, but he was not done just yet. However, his offense was also stifled by Merrill Kelly until that right there. The stalemate was broken on Willy Adames' solo shot, and Milwaukee, they broke through for a few more runs after Michael Brasso doubled in 2. Rowdy Tellez is trying desperately to make up for his awful start. The power is coming back over the last few games, but he's still hitting 161 on the season. Corbin, he kept shoving into the 8th inning. He ended up punching out 8 over those 8 scoreless. He did not allow a single walk. So yeah, that's a really good sign. When Corbin Burns is not walking anyone, he's in business. Mike Brasso, he barreled up another baseball. The Dodgers faced off against their rival Giants, and the vibes were super bad for the Dodgers in this one. Jock Peterson had something to do with that. His 2-run double kick-started the night for San Francisco. Alex Wood, he was missing wood all night long, allowing just 1 hit over nearly 5, but he was taken out after just 75 pitches. You're going to see that for the next few weeks until these pitchers have their arms built up over the season. Now, I thought for sure him coming out would mean instant LA success, but Dustin May, he showed visible anger towards Dave Roberts after he was taking out the game, and it was just a bad game all around. Again, the vibes were super low. LA, they failed to score on a bases-loaded situation. They had nobody out. Again, did not score. David Villar, or Villar, I still don't know how to say it. I am sorry. Please don't hate me, Giants fans. He combined with 93-year-old Brandon Crawford. They made it back-to-back home runs, and Camilo Duvall, he closed it out with a few strikeouts. And I just want to mention that Chris Taylor, he is now hitting 136 dating back to spring training. So yeah, that just can't happen after hitting 224 in 2022. I'm not saying that he's washed, but he does not look good at all. One of the longer recaps of the year so far. So if you made it all the way until this point in the video, right now in the outro, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you do miss MLB The Show, Fuzzy Gaming, make sure you guys go over there and watch some content because I'm posting some fire.